you know what a 50 caliber round can do to you? It won't go through you. On contact, you just explode. The M2 heavy machine gun can send rounds at a rate of 600 rounds per minute at a maximum effective range of 2,000 meters. And I have the duty and privilege of using this weapon. And I also teach yoga. A harmless man is not a good man. A good man is he who is capable of untold violence, but has the ability to keep that in check. A quote from Dr. Peterson, of course. Dr. Peterson explains this by quoting the biblical verse, "The meek shall inherit the earth." He describes that the word meek in modern English means weak. It means timid. But he describes how in Old English, the word meek meant something like a man who knew how to use a sword, but chose to keep it sheathed unless he needed it. It is my belief that to have the ability to go to war, but choose to do so only when needed, is a mark of virtue. But more importantly, I need to make lunch. All these vegetables are already washed and clean and ready to go. I'm making chicken broth using a crock pot. Now, a lot of you probably think, crock pots like what your grandmom uses. No. If you are going to the gym and you want to do meal prep, crock pot is the way to go, man. I just put all these healthy ingredients in here, and in about 4 to 8 hours, I'll describe how. It's ready and it smells amazing, tastes amazing, is extremely good for your body, testosterone boosting ingredients. I'll teach you how to make this and also speak about philosophy a little bit. So obviously, you should train your ability to perform violence. Go ahead, do your martial arts class, go to kickboxing, go to BJJ, do what you want to do. But you should also be honing the other side of virtue, which is having the ability to have presence when you are in communication with people, having the ability to empathize with people, understand others, not only for your own well-being, but also in a business sense. To have the ability to empathize with people and understand them is the first step in creating a product that people actually want to buy. And coming back to the carrots. So carrots contain beta carotenes. These are pigments. This is literally what makes a carrot orange. So these literally will become a part of your blood, and that's what will make your skin look lustrous and healthy. So if you're on the looks maxing journey and you want to look better, carrots are the way to go. It'll make your skin look healthy, it'll give some pigmentation, some luster, and then we have potatoes. So everybody shits on potatoes, it's like potatoes are bad for you. It's like, no, they're not. Potatoes contain a lot of vitamin C, vitamin A, and the skins contain antioxidants. So if you have the ability, don't get the yellow ones, don't get the brown ones, get the colored potatoes like the red ones, which I'm having right here. These are a little bit better. Regardless, potatoes aren't the enemy. Empathy, presence, and understanding are also skills that you need to maintain, along with your martial arts and firearm skills, etc. And these are skills that you can genuinely get better at. And you should start probably with meditation. I know everybody talks about meditation, but no one gives you actually what to do. Sit on your ass for 30 minutes, but nothing happens. I've been there, guys. So before that, garlic. So garlic, I'm not even going to go into the details of garlic. Garlic contains a lot of compounds, complex compounds, which have been shown to have blood purifying effects. So what I do is just get the skin off these cloves, garlic cloves. I will take my blade and just just break them and toss them in there. I'm not going to spend the time to cut them up. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to tell you exactly how meditation works, and while I'm doing so, I'm going to cut myself a turnip. So turnips are cruciferous vegetables, the same as cauliflower or broccoli, and these contain something called indoles, I-N-D-O-L-E-S, if you wanted to look it up. And indoles do not increase your testosterone, but they have an effect of mitigating against phytoestrogens in your bloodstream. So even if they don't increase your testosterone, they actually help increase the effect your current testosterone level has on your body. Now coming back to meditation, let me define it for you. To understand anything, we need to define it first. Meditation is the focus on an external stimulus at the cost of the voice in your head. Let me explain. By the way, mushrooms, amazing source of zinc, magnesium, selenium, all the things which your body needs to synthesize testosterone. I should remark that when I say X increases testosterone, that doesn't mean that women shouldn't eat them. The fact of the matter is the endocrine system in men is just better studied and better understood than that in women. So I'm more comfortable just saying, this increases testosterone. But these same micronutrients are obviously extremely helpful for female hormonal production as well. So if you happen to be a lady listening to this, please eat your mushrooms. So meditation. Let me break down my definition for you. The first part I said is to focus on an external stimulus. An external stimulus could be anything. Oftentimes in traditional meditation, the external stimulus is the sensation of your breath, so you're breathing, but it doesn't have to be. It could be literally anything. For example, prayer beads. So this is what's called Rudraksha, and you can get $10 prayer beads on Amazon if you wanted to. So all I do is focus on the sensation of my thumb on each bead as I move it along. And as you know, the fingertips are the most sensitive parts of your body. So that sensation is very finely felt. And if you focus on that, that could be your meditation. You don't necessarily have to focus on the breath. And for me, I find the beads meditation just easier to do than breath meditation. So this is something you can try. So focus on the external stimulus. That's the first part. You're focusing on the external stimulus at the expense of the voice in your head. So your voice, the narration which happens in your head is ongoing. The voice in your head which is speaking about the things which are going around you, about thoughts for the future, regrets of the past. The voice in your head tells you the things that you want to hear, but it also tells you the things that you don't want to. When you focus on external stimulus, you force out the mind's voice. Obviously, this is not something you want permanently. You do want your voice of the mind to help you think. However, without meditation, we become over-reliant on that voice, and we don't even know what it feels like to have silence in our lives. For this reason, meditation is indispensable. And say you don't have the time to do meditation. That's fine. You can do a deep breathing exercise instead, which might be easier for some people. So literally, just breathe into your belly and release it. Literally one breath has a calming effect, and I feel that calmness even right now. And this is not some kind of gimmick. To take a voluntary deep breath has been shown to move your body from a flight and fight response to a rest and relax response. So you can use your breath, the conscious understanding, the conscious perception of your breath, to mitigate the mode in which your body is functioning. Alright, so what spices do you need to season this thing? I have a whole bunch of spices here which I'm going to add, but you don't need all of these. I'll tell you exactly what's optional. First, I'm adding turmeric. Turmeric, an Indian spice known for many different medicinal properties. It has like a mild, mellow taste. Next, I have oregano, which is a white person spice. So just a little bit does it. Then we have ginger and garlic powder. So ideally, I would have ginger garlic paste, which you literally just take ginger and take garlic and mash it up in your blender or your mixer. But I don't happen to have that right now, so I'm just going to use powdered versions. So what's optional here and what's not? The turmeric is optional. The oregano is optional. Ginger garlic paste or ginger garlic powder, I would say you would definitely want to have it, but even that's kind of optional. Then we have thyme. So I also have some fresh thyme, which is also optional. Next, we have bay leaves, which are also optional, but I'm going to add these after I've already mixed it up, because otherwise these will break and there'll be fragments of leaf in your food which you don't want. Also optional. Then I have some cloves, just like 3 of them, optional. What's not optional is salt. And all the mainstream media is going to tell you salt is bad, sodium is going to give you heart disease. No, it's not. Salt is an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. And pepper is also not optional. And you actually need more salt than they tell you. In general, the mainstream advice when it comes to nutrition is kind of shit. So you have to do your own research and have your own understanding about nutrition. All right, we're almost done. All we need is the chicken, which I've already washed. So I noticed something interesting. Meditation helps me in kickboxing. So when I am sparring with a partner, my best performance has always been if I meditated before coming to kickboxing. I find that I'm present in the moment with my sparring partner. I'm just able to judge his moves better. I'm not even thinking any thoughts in my head. I just move depending on the situation. I'm able to get my guard up faster. I'm able to throw punches faster. It's just so much more effortless when you have an awareness and presence instead of your thinking thoughts. If you're thinking, I'm going to throw a punch, you already have that delay. If you think, I'm going to have to block it, you have the delay. But if you're meditating and you're present in the moment while you're fighting, it's a different game. And then I spoke about yoga. So what is yoga? And what is meditation? In my personal opinion, yoga is the same as meditation, except that it's dynamic. So yoga is dynamic meditation. So instead of focusing on the breath and sitting down in a stationary position like you do in meditation, in yoga, you're moving, you're using your body in real space while having the same level of awareness as you do in meditation. So yoga in some ways is even superior to sitting down type meditation, which is why I have the pleasure of being able to teach it at my university. Remember, the body is the interface between the mind and the physical world. Your quality of life literally depends on the quality of your body. Don't neglect health no matter what. Don't neglect hormonal health no matter what. Make sure your mental health is tip-top shape, and then you have a much higher chance of business success. So I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken to the crock pot, and as I do so, I want to thank you for the immense growth of this channel. It's been crazy. I had 25 subscribers at the starting of this week, and now I have more than 5,000. It's insane what you have done. And the credit, of course, goes to you and my editor, Jan, for making this thing possible. I am loving the notion of being able to create these stories and teach you about food and nutrition and cooking and being potentially paid to do so. That's just an amazing experience, and you've made this possible for me. You have my greatest gratitude and my greatest thanks. So what do we do from here? I've added my chicken, wash my hands because I need to add the olive oil. Always get the extra virgin olive oil. Try to pay a little bit more and get the good stuff, because most olive oil in the markets is a blend of potentially rancid olive oil, which is not really good for you. Also, don't use seed oils. No sunflower oil, no canola oil, grapeseed oil, none of these at all in your diet. Extra virgin olive oil is definitely an option. You can also use butter, which I'm going to add a little bit of butter to my cooking. And also, if you noticed, I did not remove the skins from these chicken thighs. And there's a reason for this. The skin of these chicken thighs actually contains the fats that we want. It's the fats in these meats that gives us the ability, our body, the ability to create the testosterone. So I want to have the skins on my meat. Now I'll try to write up a how-to and a recipe and put in the description for you guys to see. But what I do now is I need to kind of blend all this up, all the spices and the oil. And the food looks, but I'm going to eat it. I'm going to add myself some vegetables from this other video which I was making, some broccoli and some cauliflower. So I sauteed these in butter, and there's a whole video I made doing this, so you can watch that and learn how I made this. So this is extremely good for you, especially from a testosterone building standpoint. Not because broccoli and cauliflower can help you make testosterone, but because they have indoles, which are compounds which reduce the effect of estrogen in your bloodstream. So this whole meal right here, with the protein, the fats, the carrots, the potatoes, mushrooms, broccoli and cauliflower, is a complete meal perfectly designed for hormonal health. And this is going to be tasting amazing. Every ingredient has been chosen by me for a purpose. And I hope you get a chance to try something like this. Thank you very much.